You're listening to Winnipeg's Classic 107. My name is Simon Rusnak. Throughout the week, we'll be introducing you to this year's Women's Musical Club of Winnipeg scholarship winners ahead of next week's December 28th gala concert. Joining me this morning is first-time finalist Kyle Briscoe. Welcome back to Classic 107, Kyle.
Thanks, Simon. Thanks so much for having me again.
Well, we just had you on a few weeks ago to talk about Manitoba Opera and the Student Ambassador Program, and delighted to have you back to chat more about your own musical journey. Can we start there? Has singing always been a part of your life?
Yeah, I have distinct memories of karaokeing to Kelly Clarkson Since You've Been Gone at age 5.
Great tune. Great tune.
So from there, it's kind of been history, I was hooked at that point and yeah.
It's one thing to sing Kelly Clarkson, but it's another thing to want to pursue music. When did you realize it was something you really wanted to study?
Well, I was in high school and I was at Grant Park. We have a great performing arts program and I did a lot of musical theater then. And, there came a point when I wanted to start taking some voice lessons, and slowly but surely my voice teacher, Marge Coop, she inched me into doing classical repertoire, and I got hooked, and I auditioned for Bestowed Faculty of Music to study there, and the rest is history, I guess. Yeah.
What do you think it was about classical music that got you hooked? Was there something in particular, or can you not put your finger on it?
I've done a lot of reflecting on that. There's two things I think. I'm such a nerd. I love math and science and history, and I think there's so much research that you can do as a classical musician to inform your performing, and music theory is totally my happy place. Mm-hmm. But also on a more artistic and creative side, it's such an easy place to express vulnerability and emotion in classical music. So I find that is a good vehicle for me to express myself.
It's that sort of left brain, right brain thing, right?
Yeah.
And you get both of them working together in music, which is a wonderful thing to explore. You mentioned enrolling in the Bestowed Faculty of Music. You completed a Bachelor of Music in Performance Concentration there, studying with the one and only Mel Braun.
Yes.
I know that this is hard to distill down to a sort of bite-sized, radio-friendly answer, but can you talk briefly about your Faculty of Music experience?
Yeah, it was fantastic. Again, there's so much to fit in there. But what I really appreciated is that I got to work with such a diverse range of folks in terms of the faculty. I got to do things from music research to performance and anything in between. A big highlight was working with Mel for sure. And I'm really happy with, the things that we've accomplished together and the relationship we have now. And actually, the relationship I have with all of the faculty there is lifelong. And I'm still supported, even now after a year. So that's really cool to have.
Yeah, and those connections will continue as you continue in your career. You did both musical theater and opera theater ensembles. You placed second in the annual Zita Bernstein competition. You were actively involved in the University Singers, which is how we first actually met.
Yes.
Virtually. You were putting on a Pops concert virtually that way a few years back, and you've done many other things since. And I'm curious, have you always had a wide variety of interests when it comes to music, like not just performance, but also in terms of advocacy and choral singing and administration, like your role in Manitoba Opera?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm a firm believer in never closing any door. And I think that, again, the faculty was really set up in a way that I could pursue these multiple interests. But what really solidified that for me was my participation in the Association for Opera in Canada's Link Emerging Artist Fellowship. The whole, I think, mission statement of that program was to empower young artists to pursue multifaceted careers to become portfolio artists. So at that point, I was like, okay, I can do all 5 things and be valid.
Yeah, because sometimes it's hard to choose or hard to navigate that, right? So it sounds like it was a wonderful stepping stone in your career. I've seen you perform around town at Opera by the Pint with Underground Opera, and it seems like you've lent your voice to countless choral organizations too, Winnipeg Singers and Dead of Winter and Polly Coro and other groups too. We're here to chat about the Women's Musical Club of Winnipeg. I guess, let me ask you this. What does it mean to you to be the Birse scholarship winner this year?
Oh, it's such an honor. It was a surprise, but also, I did work quite hard on my audition, so I'm glad it paid off. But yeah, I was, driving down Pembina to meet my buddies for some drinks, and I got the phone call from Lynn and had to pull over, of course, to not get a ticket. And I was really thrilled. It was wonderful, actually, to perform in that audition process in particular, because it was my first performance, I think, completely COVID free.
Yeah, that was back in May, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, like you say, we're sort of coming out of a few, very challenging years in all sorts of facets of our lives, but especially for performers. I mean, when performing gets taken away, I imagine you sort of wonder, okay, well, what do I do next? But you were talking about all the other things that you've explored in your career, but it must be so nice to just get back on the stage and do what you love, right?
Yeah, I mean, Simon, I'll be honest with you, I've been through a lot in my life, and what that's taught me is to always make the most of every situation. So when COVID hit, yeah, it sucked, and yeah, there's a lot of change that happened, but my thought was always, what can I do to make this the best situation as I can, because I can't control what I can't control. And I'm just really thankful for all the opportunity that has come out of it. Like, for example, I recorded a lot of pop music over the period where we couldn't perform because, you can sing into a microphone. That's not going to be a super spreader.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, I know you just released an original number a few weeks back, and it's a real jam. And we're not going to be putting that one to air. We're going to be putting something a little bit more classical to air. But before we get to that, can you talk about what Winnipeg audiences can expect to hear you perform next week?
Oh, yeah. I actually got quite the program. I'm doing this set by Alberto Ginastera. It's called Cinco Canciones Populares Argentinas. So they're miniatures. I'm able to do about 4 of them in my 15-minute set, which is great to start. And then I'll be singing some Schubert, which, I've been singing since my first year. Mel's a big fan of Schubert. And
yeah, he puts you on the Schubert train, that's for sure.
And then I'll do some Coloratura Rossini to cap it all off at the end.
Yeah, you said that so casually. I'll just cap it off with some Coloratura. Why not? Why not, indeed? Well, Kyle, it's a delight to have you back in the studio. Really excited for you, and what an accomplishment in this, being one of the 6 finalists in the WMC Scholarship Competition. You can see Kyle and the other 5 performers next Wednesday, a week today, December 28th, at the Winnipeg Art Gallery. The show begins at 7:30 p.m. And Kyle, you've passed a track along. What are we going to hear? A little bit of Hugo Wolf this morning?
Yes. So this is Ach, wie lang die Seele schlummert. It's one of my favorites to sing. For me, performing is all about the text, and it's important that I connect with it. And this piece in particular, I really do. It's from his Spanisches Liederbuch, and specifically the Sacred Collection. And the line that sticks out for me is Das ist sich... Oh, it's so much easier to sing. I wish I could sing it for you. But anyways, the line that I'll repeat a couple times in the recording says, now it's time that you yourself encourage. And coming out of the pandemic, I think that's a nice message and a good reminder for myself to just keep on keeping on, and everything will fall where it will.
A good reminder to all of us. Kyle, thanks for being here this morning.
Thanks, Simon.